Okay, so we're back. We're about to start part 2 of episode 1. Okay, so if you haven't seen episode 1 or part 1, I'll put the link in the description. You can start there. If you have, let's continue.
Unfortunately, there aren't really any people who come in here with an open mind. And like you're here and you're saying, I want to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Thank you.
They came here with an agenda.
Yep.
I mean, I'm super open-minded. I want to learn. Like, this is very fascinating to me, you know? I don't know why anyone would have an agenda to paint people in a negative light. That seems like just a waste of your time.
And people don't like it.
Yep. Well, the thing about, you work in media, you said, right?
Yeah.
You understand how this works. You can shoot, you can make any story you want to make.
Yeah.
In this building, maybe someone's getting abused right now and someone's making love. You know what I mean? At the same time.
Sure.
There are many narratives constantly occurring at the same time. It's unbelievable these days, is people get stuck on one narrative, and that's the truth. No, actually, it's not.
Now, question: How many blocks wide or long or whatever the square footage, I guess, of Borough Park? How big is this? Does this lead into like Crown Heights? Is Crown Heights part of the Borough Park area? I'm not familiar with the geography of New York at all, or New York in general. I've only gone once, and I was like near the Times Square area, so obviously that's not Brooklyn. But yeah, like, how large is this Jewish area of this place?
There are many stories that make up the truth. Okay, Shlomi, where are we going?
We're gonna go to visit my uncle. Actually, people won't talk to you because they're skeptical, as I said, and there definitely is this idea that people stick to themselves here because of the reasons I told you earlier. So if you walk up to people on the street, most of them will probably a lot of them will cover their face and walk away, or...
Right. So the outside world interprets that as being rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. A lot of people would say, like, what's that guy's problem? Why can't he talk to me? I'm just trying to be nice. But I understand from his previous comments about, you know, just protecting and keeping your guard up type of thing.
And I mean, I understand why it's interpreted that way. I don't feel that way. I feel it's just that they're sort of afraid.
But especially American culture is very open. It's very, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's very polite in that sense.
Yeah, so this, I guess...
I mean, if you want to look at American compared to Canadians, us Canadians are quite polite. Not to say that Americans aren't, but I think it's more... Like, when I was in New York, I did not find any American polite. They were all very, very rude. At least, like I said, where I was at Times Square, everyone's just, you know, basically head down, bulldozing through everybody, trying to get where they need to go, hitting everybody, don't care, it's me or no, like, you know.
You could say is at a clash with that.
Right.
But it's like a hard shell. Once you break it, they're really nice people.
Okay, so we're gonna break it today a little bit.
We're definitely gonna break it today.
Well, that'd be cool.
This is Borough Park, where it's not dominated by any specific Hasidic sect.
So there are different sects of Hasidic Jews.
Sure.
Is he not gonna get into it? Or maybe he will. Maybe he will.
Interesting ride so far, guys. It's like going into another country. It's like going into another country. I'm serious.
Another universe.
Well, I mean, he did say, like, it's like another ecosystem, like going underwater, so...
Another universe. Okay, so the sexes, please unpack that for us.
Yeah, so basically, everything here is based around community, religion, and family. And one thing the Jewish religion is very serious about is understanding human nature.
I love your articles.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, basically, it's very simple, to be very blunt. There are people of nature's hormones, things, and we don't want anything getting in the way of the things that we keep most dear to our... hearts. So
So some of you have already mentioned this kind of thing, because in my video of the Orthodox Jewish women, what they're wearing, a lot of you said, like, you know, men try to not get tempted and women try to not allow men to get tempted. And so, you know, focusing on family and keeping that the main goal, you know, that's why the whole modesty and everything like that. So it makes sense.
there's no mingling between the sexes. Marriage is a very, everyone here is married or trying to get married.
Right.
So there is a dating scene and whatever, we could discuss that. But for married men and women to be socializing, our view is that it can lead to problems. And in general society, it does.
Now, in a married couple situation, can like, is PDA ever displayed? Like, do men hold their wives' hands when they're walking down the street? Do they ever kiss in public? Or is that like, because I know some cultures the women may walk a little bit behind the men. Is that kind of done here? And then you keep all that stuff privately to, like, when you're at home, that's when you show like a lot more of the affection.
Like if people don't have discipline and control and they practice infidelity.
All sorts of stuff can happen, and that's very rare in our community and really frowned upon. And
So tell me about the dating. You said you can get into the dating.
So I mean, a lot of people in this area, they will date for literally they can meet someone and, like, I know people who have met their bride for 15 minutes. They got engaged, and then next time they saw each other was at the wedding.
That's, I'm gonna say it's crazy simply because a lot of you also mentioned how you get married at such a young age. Like, the women typically like 18 to 20 are kind of already married. Maybe the men might be a little bit older than that. But to me, it's like, and in the video we saw with the Hasidic family, the woman kept saying, like, you know, she had seen quite a few men or like met other guys, and she didn't feel it until she met Yoni, and then she kind of knew right away. But at such a young age, I think it's hard for people to wrap their mind around, like, the fact that you would know that this person is the person for you, because you're just kind of getting into that phase of dating and meeting somebody. And, you know, I guess the research helps when you're doing the pros and cons of whether you want to be with this person or not. But yeah, like I said, at the same time, it's such a young age for most people to look at that and say, like, yeah, you know what you're ready for. Especially like you said, like he said, if you just met a woman or met a man and then 15 minutes later or whatnot, they get engaged within a week, and then the next time you see them, it's the wedding.
Now, I didn't do that. Some people do.
How long for you?
I met my wife. It was about a 2-week process.
Wow.
We dated 7 times, then I proposed.
So when dating, how do you date?
So,
What do you do?
like, the guy will rent the car, they'll go take the girl out to a restaurant or to a lounge, they'll have some drinks, usually non-alcoholic.
Yep.
They'll drink a Coke, whatever, just talk. Like, it's very serious. Like, the first date will be like they get to know each other a little bit, and
Right.
the next one will be like talking about, like, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to live?
Okay.
And,
So like each date progressively kind of ramps up a little bit more, so you get a little bit more information, you kind of figure out what they want, if you guys are compatible in that area. I mean, it's kind of like a crash course in getting to know if this person's the right one for you. But if your goal is to, you know, find that person, and this person's not hitting all those boxes, I guess it makes sense.
people will talk about how many kids they want to have. It's like, it's dating for marriage, 100%. This is my uncle.
Okay.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Peter.
Social distancing.
Social distancing. There we go.
So this is, see the name there?
Yeah.
That's his grandfather started this place.
So we sell here kosher pizza
Okay.
and delectable, delicious kosher foods.
Cool.
Italian-style kosher foods.
Italian-style kosher food.
And we have been here since 1969. It's pretty much when this neighborhood turned Hasidic, this Borough neighborhood.
That's pretty dope. So that must have been what was on his pizza in the first part of this video. Now, not to get too far off topic from the dating, but because everything is so segregated in terms of, like, you know, the schooling, the men are with the men, the most of these at a wedding, you're saying like the men are with the men and that kind of stuff. I know, at least I've heard, like, homosexuality or being gay, like, it's not something, I don't even know the word, like, something embraced, I guess, or like accepted, maybe that's the wrong word. But when you have, I guess, when you're spending a majority of your time with the same sex, would you not think that a small portion, because there has to be, like, statistically, there has to be a portion of the Jewish community that are gay right off the bat, right? And then you have them spending all the time either with all the girls or with all the guys. And then, like, how does that work? Is that accepted? Is that person frowned upon? Is that person then, like, does that person maybe keep that hidden and then still marry a woman just to keep up with the Jewish followings, I guess, in a sense? Or do they have to, like, not relinquish or turn away their Judaism, but, like, can they be with a man or with a woman? Or is that just a no-go?
So all of this is Hasidic, as far as the eye can see.
Yes, correct. And going that way as well.
What are the rent prices like?
Pretty much the same like Brooklyn, New York.
So they're
rent
high.
Prices, yeah.
What if a non-Hasidic like me wanted to move into the hood?
Okay.
How would that go?
That's a good question. I would be interested in that answer as well.
Go fine. Respect us,
cool?
we respect you.
All right.
There's something about this community. Everyone's like family. Even the people who work here, like, he's Mexican. He's obviously not part of the community,
Yeah.
but in a way, he is part of the
And
community.
he's Christian.
I have no idea.
Probably.
It doesn't matter to me.
Correct.
We're
All right.
like
And the beauty of you guys is you're not trying to convert everyone.
no, absolutely, we're trying not to convert anyone. Like,
You're not
you do
trying-
your thing, I'll do mine.
I love that. I love that answer. Not trying to convert anybody. I'm just trying to live my life. You're nice to me. I'm nice to you. We're a big happy family.
Trying to grow as a religion.
We grow as a religion by having kids.
There you go. There you go. When everyone in the Western world isn't having kids, you're having kids.
Yeah, the
That's how
average
you grow.
family in Borough Park has 6.7 children. I know families with 10 and 15.
So this is the sukkah tent. The
Sukkah
religious
tent, yeah.
tent that we
I just, that's still mind blowing to me. It's 10 to 15. Where a lot of you guys in the comments were saying like 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 is like kind of normal. To me, like over 3 is kind of a lot, you know? Just to me, like in my mind, 3 kids is already a lot. Especially if there's only one parent making the income, because say my wife was the one who was staying at home and taking care of the kids, and then I was the only one making the income. The more kids you have, the more expensive that gets. You know, you got to make sure it's feasible.
embrace the 7 days of festivity, and part of it we incorporate the world into it. So we feed pizza in the sukkah.
Right, like
You know, but
pizza's not a
amazing
Hasidic
food.
Jew food.
Exactly.
It is now.
Part of the
Can we take a look in here?
I like this guy. It is now.
sure, go ahead.
Remember we went to the bookstore, I showed you that every Jewish home, business, or office has one of these.
And what is it? What is it?
Sort of like a
symbolize?
spiritual security system.
Okay, so home, business, and what did he say? Home, business, and office?
So
Okay.
every Jewish home, business, or office has one of
Home, business, or office. Okay. So in the video that we saw, I'm gonna butcher his name now. Shimak, I think his name was. he came out of the hotel room and then he did that. Is the hotel room then considered a home because it's housing you for the time being? Or is it a business because maybe a Jewish community or Jewish person owns the hotel itself? Could that be it?
What is it? What is it?
Sort of like a
simplify?
spiritual security system.
Okay.
Quarantine, social distancing,
Yeah.
indoor, outdoor.
Quite a bit of distance. This is like a gymnasium.
You ask any child, anyone who's ever been to Borough Park, Mendelssohn's is like a landmark in this community.
Oh, nice. Mashed potatoes, ziti, lasagna,
Mac and cheese.
the full deal.
Damn, that's awesome. I would love a pizza shop near me that had like this full spread. 'Cause sometimes you're not always feeling pizza, right?
Hello. Okay, so about non-Jews coming over here. So like a bunch of non-Jews come to this neighborhood, come to your pizza shop. What's your take on that?
Everybody has a mission in life. Rich, poor, handicapped, everybody has a divine mission in life. This brings out happiness, this brings out content, this brings out embracing other people,
Yeah.
Jews and non-Jews alike.
Yeah.
So the beauty of this concept is we embrace everybody, religious, non-religious.
I mean, yeah, if somebody just wants to get a slice of pizza, and they heard about your spot, or maybe you have like amazing pizza and they just want a slice, business is business.
Non-Jewish,
So are
any
you-
denomination possible.
Hasidic Judaism is all about happiness. It's being happy no matter what happens.
Happy and content.
Yeah.
So are you realizing yourself with this business, like you're bringing out your potential and what you love?
Exactly. We're taking pizza and making it kosher. We're taking pizza, making every child being able to enjoy that pizza.
Basically, an Orthodox Jew makes a blessing before he eats or drinks anything, he or she, obviously. So this is pizza. It's based on flour. So this is a special blessing we make on something that's based on flour. I'm going to say the blessing.
Okay, so is that also tying back to the Yosef video or Joey Newcomb video where he kept saying like bless the fruit, and then I think he was saying bless the bread and bless, is that the same kind of blessing that that he's talking about?
It's a good slice. The blessing was, blessed are you, God, master of the world, who created things that are made of wheat. Now there's
You have a blessing for specific ingredients.
yeah. So now any liquid aside from wine,
Right.
is wine has its own blessing. Any other liquid has its own has a blessing as well.
Now, is this said every time you take the bite or you take a drink, or it's just at the beginning of the meal you acknowledge the blessing?
So you take the main ingredient.
Yeah,
You
usually
don't
they-
bless cheese or mushrooms or anything.
Because that's just there as a on the side.
Very nice.
I'm not sure if it's the dough or the sauce or whatever, but it's much sweeter than most people.
It is. Yeah.
It's not a kosher thing. That's his family recipe.
It's good. Very good. So where are we off to next?
Now we're gonna go to Williamsburg, where
What is this a red drink that he has? Is that like a juice? Because I see a lot of juices in a lot of videos, like orange juices and stuff like that. You guys are big on the juice?
there's a community dominated by the Satmar sect,
Uh-huh.
and they're,
Satmar.
should I say, way more orthodox than the people of Borough Park, if that's even imaginable to you. And then we're gonna go to Crown Heights. And
Uh-huh.
they're also very orthodox, but they're much more open. You're gonna find the friendliest people there.
Okay, are we gonna dive deep into something?
We definitely are.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop part 2 of episode 1 here. You guys have hooked me. I'm definitely checking out the other 2 parts for sure. You let me know what you guys thought about this in the description below. Like I said, I'm sure most of you have maybe seen this. If not, I will link it in the description. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next episode.